Yeah, I wanted to take a little time here today. We're getting ready for a big ice storm in North Carolina. A lot of people are getting ready for a big storm. And I think it's really connected to a lot of the threads for January. So I just wanted to drop in while I know for sure I still have power and Wi-Fi. Maybe you need a little drop in before we start moving into this transition. You can feel it outside. Everything is starting to really change. And there's been some really interesting energies that have come through with the winter book club for Dark Times Bring Light. There's actually going to be a book club for every season, but we're in the winter book club, and I wanted to share some of what's been coming through there, some of the themes for January, the Akashic theme for the year, and we'll do a little energy too and just kind of ground you, because one of the big threads, the big energies that have been really loud in January is about connecting to safety. It's interesting. I've been in a container with my dear friend Vanessa. She creates these oracle cards for her year-long container, and for each month. And January is about safety. I am January, and I will hold you steady. And the thread I've been really noticing come up is about survival and survival mode, and how much we are tracking from the cycle we are closing, and how much of the last cycle, hey Allie, there's been so much interest in tracking the last 10 years, right? There's this collective thing that's been going on. And I think it's we're trying to understand where we just came from, because we can feel how unprecedented this brand new cycle is truly. And we're trying to understand where we came from and what we received from it so that we can bring it into where we're going. And, a lot of the last cycle for many of us brought up big elements of survival mode in different ways. And survival mode is really activated in particular when we're in really big pockets of change and transformation. And we're definitely in that right now. So I wanted to talk about that because that thread has just been really loud as I've been kind of digesting my own cycle and talking to other people about it. And then obviously there's this storm that's sweeping a lot of the nation. There's so much going on in Minnesota right now where we're witnessing other people in very intense survival mode. We're seeing how people respond to feeling like they are in survival mode and feeling threatened. And so it's a loud energy right now that I wanted to drop in with. And 2026 overall, the Akashic theme, which I'm going to share more in February, because right now we're in the portal to the theme of the year. January is actually, we can't go backwards, but we're still landing the year. But 2026 is going to be about the year of the open door. And 2025 was a lot about, it was the year of the earth in the Akashic records and how I track things. It was about the earth. It was about really trusting the plan the earth had for us rather than the plan we want to have for earth. And 2026 is about the open door. And last year was a lot about closing doors. It was about doors that felt closed to us, and it was about doors we had to close. And now we're ready for new open doors. And we're in sort of that preparation. This month is preparing us for the doors that we're going to be opening, or that are going to open to us. And one of the big themes for the book club, as we've been kind of connecting as a group, and we're working with the energy of the Akasha, and we're working with the frequencies from the book, and we're bringing in each person's very personal own journey and adventure and life story that they are writing and understanding in real time as they live it, is the overall theme has been stepping into a new level of leadership. Every person is having a very different life experience, but the thread that kind of was connecting everyone is I'm being asked to step into a level of leadership that I never have before. And I don't know. I don't know if I have it yet. And I kind of, and the true thing is like stepping into a real level of leadership you've never experienced before, which for me, here's the book, Dark Times Catering. If your power goes out, but you have flashlights, maybe you want to read a book. So maybe you already have it. That's really like what the book also is about. It was like I had to step into a level of leadership I never wanted to or expected or didn't know if I was capable of. And that's really like real leadership is actually when we are put in positions where we don't know if we have the capacity, and then we have to have the experience of actually all these things that we've unconsciously and sometimes consciously have been cultivating and preparing. Suddenly it's like a time release, time activated thing where we have to step into this new level of leadership. It turns out we've been preparing the whole time. It turns out there are people on our path who are ready to support us in our new level of leadership. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like you don't know until you're living it. And the thing about experiencing stuff like this storm, where it's like we won't know until it happens. We're getting all sorts of forecasts. We have to be prepared, especially where I am in Asheville. We have to be prepared for very cold temperatures without power. You know, I had to make the decision today that I'm going to actually leave my place and bring everything in case we lose power there. But, you know, and I'm also in a location where a lot of people here are still digesting and processing in a once in a lifetime natural disaster experience. So that's been a certain experience to participate and be here for, right? And it's like, we won't know until it's happening. That's a lot like the sort of leadership we're coming into this new cycle with. It's like, I don't think it's just my book club. You know, I think it's probably everyone is feeling this calling, because by the way, we're also depedestalizing like everything, you know. I think many people are at a location right now of, you know, there's this thing I've been thinking about a lot too this month where it's like, comes a point on a path where like the teacher breaks your heart. The teacher you've been following, the practices you've been following, the life path you thought was right, at some point will break your heart. And you'll feel betrayed by it, and you'll feel like, how could this be? And I think the biggest teacher we ever have is life. So we're in a moment where like life is heartbreaking for many. And, you know, this is kind of one of the things we're working out too. So like when it feels like the rug is pulled out from under us, from the path we've been following, or the things we've pedestalized, that can also bring us into survival mode. So, and it can also bring us on into the reality that we need to be the leaders that we're calling on, right? Like we're really in a moment of realizing like anything we thought we could just trust to lead us may not be true. So there's like all of these, it's kind of like a storm. I'm just kind of pointing out a few different threads. There's like all these different threads of like safety, survival, unfamiliar territory, and this like quiet but true calling inside of each of us that we are here to show up on a new level, in a new way, in a new capacity. And we won't know if we have it in us until we're doing it, and we got to do it. This is the year of the open door. But we're in the moment of just sort of dropping in and like really going within, because, you know, the way we do this, the way we start to move out of survival mode and start to like lock into our, yeah, that's exactly it, Allie. No one is coming to save us but us. And we've always like, I feel like that's something we hear, but it's like, here we are in real time living it. And even with what's right, even with what's going on with the government, with Minnesota, it's like it's a very loud thing right now. Is that like the thing that brings us first? I think there's like two things here. One is when I was tuning in, and this is what we're going to go into now in an energy process. It's like we have to see where we are in survival mode. Sometimes we don't realize we're choosing from survival mode. Sometimes we don't realize where we've been going without, or where we're actually choosing from that anxiety or scarcity or lack or fear. So it's like important to see it And then the thing that takes us out of survival mode is connection. Like, that's the only thing, really, from what I can tell. It's connection with the earth. It's connection with the cycles. Because sometimes imagine if you didn't know what winter was, just for example, and you just went from like, wait, what just happened? Like, it was, there was lushness and there was things growing and there was warmth, and now it's like cold and everything's gone. Like, imagine if you didn't understand that was a season or a cycle. How would you not be in survival mode from that, right? So one of the ways we move from survival mode is we start to understand that we are in a cycle, that we are following a story and a journey. And so we connect with that. We start to track the threads of our life so we can start to see the story. And we connect with other people and we let them into our story. And we realize where we are here to play a role. And so we connect with our service, our purpose. And that's what we're going to do. So, hey, good to see you here. So, yeah, that's kind of all the different threads we have really been moving with this month in the book club, in kind of the personal life, in what I'm observing and watching. And so I wanted to now just drop us in before we move into this storm, which again will require different types of leadership, different types of surrender, and we won't know till we're in the experience of that. And that's the real experience of leadership. It's like, oh, actually I do have the capacity. Actually, I do know what to do. Actually, I can trust this person to also show up and be in their leadership. It's a lot about trust and connection. So we're going to move into that now, beginning to just drop in. So I just shared a lot of different words and sentences, and they all have a frequency to them. And so we're just going to take a couple breaths here. Exhaling out. And if you can, close your eyes. And one of the themes, actually, funny because we're having the power outage, for the book club was just like getting comfortable with dark and quiet. Because this is just like a time to get to know our own energy, to know what it feels like, to know what's happening here. So we're just going to take a couple breaths, breathing in some space and some possibility. And let yourself, I'm going to go quiet too. Let's just get comfortable with some quiet. Let's get comfortable closing our eyes. It's okay to be in the dark. It's okay to be in the quiet. It's okay to be in the in-between. It's okay to not be able to go backwards. It's okay to not know where we're going forwards yet. It's okay to be in this part of the process where we don't yet know what happens, but we can't deny something is happening. This is a safe place to be. It's a natural part of every cycle on Earth, including the human cycle. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. Dropping in one level deeper into your body. One level deeper. And now you're just going to feel yourself grounding, your consciousness, your energy going down through the spine, down through the pelvis, down into the floorboards, beneath the floorboards, beginning to really ground with the energy of Earth. Feeling the way Earth has got this. Whatever land, whatever habitat you are in, Earth knows what to do. She's got us. And so taking a few breaths here, let yourself feel held by Earth. by nature, by the elements. Letting yourself feel connected wherever you are to the process that's already happening with the elements. Feeling the way you are a part of that, you are here. And now just letting the body open and relax, letting whatever tension, whatever survival mechanism has been super tight and coiled in the body and the energy, we're just going to relax. The earth has got us. The nature you're around knows what it's doing. The truth is true and all is well. Letting the body open, letting some tension release. You are ready to receive. You are ready to be in leadership. We are in one of those moments where we will see it as it happens. We will experience it as it happens, and there's no other way to do it. And it's okay. And just breathing in here and letting yourself receive some support from nature, from the earth, very grounded and connected. Breathing in here. Feeling a heart connection with the nature that is around you and the process you're going to go through together. You're in this together. You're connected together to the nature you're around right now. Breathing that in. Exhaling out, letting that move through the whole body, the whole nervous system. Letting the shoulders relax. And just stay right here. Now we're going to call in the higher self. And this is the part of you that already knows how it goes. And this is the part of you that has no relationship to survival or survival mode because it's infinite. It's just not. It's just, there's no connection because there is no survival. It just is and always will be. It's the part of you that is unending and infinite. It is the loving parent. I think of it as the loving parent to the child that is your personality. It has designed and created the perfect life, human personality experience. It is the higher self. It is the greater part of you that is unending. And you're just letting in the higher self who has such gratitude for you and such compassion for why survival mode is so prevalent for the human body and personality and mind. And we're just going to let the higher self wrap around us like a blanket of light. Just letting your own higher self, your own energy wrap around you and hold you. We're going to go quiet now here for several breaths. And then as we stay here with your eyes closed, visualizing like there's a mirror in front of you and your higher self and nature just wants you to see what they see. And so whatever you're sensing, feeling, imagining is perfectly right. You're just going to see what they see when they see you. And then just breathe that in. These images are a frequency. You're going to breathe in the image of seeing what the higher self and what the elements see when they see you. Breathe that in and let yourself really receive who you actually are and how you actually are showing up so beautifully and so courageously. Breathe that in. Exhaling out, bringing that into the crown, letting it move through your mind and through your eyes and through your face, through your jaw. Relax the jaw, move down through the throat, and now through every chakra in the body, muscle, bone, tissue, fluid, nerves. And just relax here for another moment. And now sending the frequency of who you really are and how you really can show up and how you really can receive and how you really can connect. We're just sending it out like a power grid. So if the other power grid is off, this is the power grid that stays on no matter what. And so we're just sending out our truest, strongest, most resilient frequency out like a power grid that we are connected to, that life is connected to. Anything that just wants to be sent out from you, from your heart, is just going out like a power grid. Take a few more breaths here. Feeling how magical you really are. Feeling how ready you are to participate in the reality we are in now. I'm just going to check in with the Akasha. Is there anything else we need to understand? Let yourself have what's here for you in this experience. Some of us are in a metaphorical storm or a literal storm. Let yourself have what's here for you, because next level of leadership requires next level of reception. Some people don't get to be in the leadership they're actually here for because they're not receiving enough, right? Like you actually need to have and receive to do the thing. So let yourself have what's here for you. Let yourself have this. We've been talking about that a lot this month too. So just before we complete, just feeling the body really open, I'm going to have what's here for me. I'm going to have what's here in this experience, which might be a spectrum of things, a full spectrum of things, some in my preferences, some not. I'm going to let myself have the full experience I'm here to have. Feeling the body and the system open. It is safe to receive my experience, my reality, my journey. Knowing that whatever we need to clear and release has been cleared and released, letting that go. Anything else you know you want to release right now, let it go. Feeling some relaxation. And then whatever we were here to receive and have together and connect with, we have. Breathing that in, really feeling that. And then coming to the heart and just feeling the gratitude for the guides and guardians, for the elements. You know, also in the book club, one of the first things that came through was that we have an animal guide and an ancestor guide that's working with us through our process because they are like not, they are not like having to deal with some of the stuff that we can get caught up in the human experience. The ancestors have already gone through it. The animals are participating in a different level, and the animals and the ancestors, the natural world and the spirit world, understand our role as leaders. Conscious human beings have so much power right now, and so they want to support us. And so I noticed how that really came through here again. So I'm just sending gratitude to the elemental world, the natural world, the spirit world, the higher self. And anything else you're feeling grateful for, maybe the resources, the connections, the supplies, the safety you will have in the storm. We know the work will continue beyond this time. We're always connected. Breathing back into existence, the door between worlds, the records are closed. So it is. And letting the body move, gently transitioning out as you're ready. Hey, everybody. Good to see you here. We went in pretty deep, but I think that's good for what we're about to move through. I think that's about it for now. I'm out of words now. We went through the whole energy. So I'm sending everyone a big hug. I hope you let yourself receive what's here for you in this experience and process. I have more to say about this year, but I think I'm going to leave it here for now and just keep us really contained to the experience we're closing out in January, which is really feeling that safety, the survival instinct, really letting ourselves begin to feel the way we are being supported to come into the new level of leadership. And that really happens through going through experiences where we don't know what we're capable of or what's going to happen until it's happening. So thank you for joining me. That's it for now. Sending lots of love. Have a great day. Anything you want to share here, feel free to do that. Love you. Bye.